Hi, folks. This is Carolyn Larsen-Wieber. I'm coming to you today. As promised, I decided to go ahead and create a few little videos. I think in this pandemic, there's a lot of bad things going on, and every time we turn on the news or we look at the headlines, we watch the television news or whatever, we talk to our neighbors, and it's like this fire hose of negativity coming at you. So I thought I would, you know, share my face and let you know that, we're doing fine here. I'm set up to be virtual, and so I'm going to use some of the virtual tools. So I thought it'd be a nice gift just to send this little video so you can see me and see my smile. And sometimes that's just nice since we're social distancing and we can't see each other. So here we go. What I'd like to talk to today in this video is I would like to talk to you about some of the opportunities I see. We open up our phone and we see, oh my gosh, I think I read this morning on one of the news articles, it's the worst market since the Great Depression. So yes, that is true. But as I look holistically at some of my clients, and they have the right fact pattern when you look at their income and their expenses and their job situation and their estate and this and that and the other, sometimes out pops this opportunity. And there are opportunities in this pandemic. And one of those opportunities, it's the Roth. And the Roth was created in 1998. I know because I did one of those conversions back then. And then the market tanked. And that is not how you want to do the Roth. Actually, what we're going to talk about is the reverse. The market's down, and that's a great opportunity to convert when the market is down because equities are down, and you can convert the equity portion of your Roth. So let me just give you a fact pattern where I think the opportunity lies, and this might be you and this might not be you. But here we go. This is the best way to explain it. If you've had the opportunity to take advantage of retiring early from your job, maybe you're in your early 60s, between 60 and 64. You've been able to have an opportunity to create significant assets into a regular IRA. And you've also had an opportunity of maybe cash sitting on the side to use partially for living expenses. Or maybe you run into this, maybe you run into an inheritance recently. All of those fact patterns make you prime for having a Roth, because now all of a sudden it's a pandemic and everybody's worried and everybody's selling off, and equities are now at the all-time low. So a great opportunity here. I took advantage of PowerPoint. I put together a PowerPoint slide to help me explain this a little bit better than just looking at my face. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my slide and I'm going to show you my PowerPoint. So if you'll hang on, I am going to share my screen and I'm going to open up the PowerPoint. And you should be able to see my screen. Here it is. Okay, I believe you can see my screen, but it's opportunities with the Roth conversion during COVID-19. And there's my website. Don't forget to visit and look at it. I think I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty cool. I created all of the verbiage myself. So let's just go ahead to slide number 2. All right, so why Roth now? Well, as I said, the value of equities are low. If you had converted a Roth 3 months ago, you would have been able to convert X shares of whatever, IBM, at that particular value, and you would have paid tax at that point in time. If you had waited till now, when the Dow Jones is quite a bit less at 23.7, you would be able to do one of two things. You would have been able to convert more shares of IBM because the value is lower, or you could have been able to convert the same amount of shares, but you would have paid tax on the lower value. So the idea is the reverse of what happened to me in 1998 when I converted and then the market dropped. We're the exact opposite. So the market is low, we're going to convert, and what's going to happen, right? Well, you know, you've heard me say before, the market goes down and the market goes up. So now I can't guarantee the market won't go down a little bit more, but I know for a fact the market is going to go up because I do believe in the market. All right, slide number 2. What do we do? What do we do? What do I do when I look at my client situations? Well, the first I see the fact pattern, my clients, they have cash set aside. They have quite a bit of cash set aside. They either have an inheritance or they've retired and they've gotten a cash liquidation and there's cash sitting aside there. So what we do is we set that cash aside for their living expenses, and then we use the lower brackets all the way up to the 24% bracket to start utilizing the tax brackets for that year's Roth. Then we kind of create this series of these Roth conversions. So let's say you're 62 and you retired early, and we have this window from 62 to 72 to do these series of Roths and use up the lower brackets. And what we know now is the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act has actually reduced all the rates, but that is an opportunity that's going to close, because what's going to happen is the rates are going to sunset back to the 2017 tax rates in 2025. And we've heard pretty much from all the movers and the shakers at the AICPA that the path of least resistance in this particular political regime is to do nothing. And to do nothing is what's already written in the law, is that the rates are going to revert back to 2017 rates in 2025, because there's the two parties are not agreeing, and that's what's going to happen. So what do? Let me look at the next slide, actually. Yeah, okay. Let's just go to the next slide, because what I want to talk about is how do we analyze your specific situation. So what I do is I do like a tax projection at age 62. What does your bracket look like now? And then I do this what if we don't do anything analysis. So if we didn't do any Roth conversions and we just let everything from 62 to 72 ride, what would your IRA look like? How would it grow? And what would it be at? And what would your RMD be? And then we add in Social Security and everything else. And so we look at the differential, and if there's a nice tax differential between tax brackets now and tax brackets in 72, if there's a tax differential, that's like, ooh, It's like the choir singing in church. Or, it's like the cream rising to the top. The tax differential on all these conversions is amazing, and it will knock your socks off when you start seeing some of these numbers. And the beautiful thing about the Roth, if you're paying the tax today and you're paying a lower amount of tax, you never have to pay tax again. Let me say that again. On a Roth, you never have to pay tax again. So the growth and the earnings all are tax-free from now on. And let's just go to the last slide. So why else are Roths good? Well, the difference between giving your kids a Roth and giving your kids a regular IRA is this. If you have children that have been very successful, they're potentially going to be at the top tax bracket. And when you pass away and you give them a regular IRA, number one, they're going to have to take it out, not over their lifetime like it used to be because of the Secure Act, but they're going to have to take it out within the first 10 years of when they get it. And if you have, if they're very successful, and they're going to be paying taxes at a very high rate. So that's not a good thing. That's not cool. If you give them a Roth, yes, they have to take it over 10 years, but what's the big deal? From a tax perspective, it's like they don't have to pay tax on it. So that alleviates one of the problems of the Secure Acts. Now, if you're not able to pass away with the Roth and you need the cash, that's okay. Also, because it's just another tool that we use when we're trying to manage your tax brackets, and say potentially, you've used all the other buckets, your regular IRA, your taxable account, and you don't want to go to the next bracket, but you still need some cash, you can pull out of the Roth. So to the extent that you have all these different, what we call different buckets that have different tax attributes, that's where the tax planning is the most fun, because we're able to make sure that you don't pay too much tax. And that's what I'm here for. So that's the deal on the Roth. I hope it was helpful. And let me go to the next slide. So what do we do next? If you've seen this video and you still have questions, please call me. If you've seen this video and you like it, or you have comments or whatever, please go ahead and call me or send me an email. And also, if you don't mind, share this video. Maybe you don't have the right fact pattern, but somebody else might benefit from it. Please go ahead and share it. And also know that your friends and family, I give out a free 30-minute consultation for anything tax and financial related. And don't forget to go ahead and look at my website at Larsen-Wieber, CPAPFS.com. And under the web event, you can sign up and sign up to receive these weekly videos. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for listening.